Life has a strange way of testing us, sometimes in the most unexpected of moments. My name is Rebecca Miller, I live in Denver, Colorado, and for most of my life I had been the type of person who avoided confrontation. I was known as the calm one, the peacemaker, the woman who nodded her head in meetings even if she disagreed, just so others wouldn't feel uncomfortable. But there comes a time when silence feels like betrayal not just to others but to ourselves. This story is about the day I finally decided not to stay quiet anymore. The day I revealed the truth that someone close to me desperately needed to hear, and the day I discovered my own voice. It began with Michael, my younger cousin. He had always been like a little brother to me. Michael was in his mid-20s, working hard in sales but constantly doubting himself. He was smart, compassionate, and full of potential, but he carried the weight of insecurity on his shoulders like a heavy backpack. Whenever we met, he would smile and joke, but behind his words, I could sense the frustration. He didn't think he was good enough at his job, good enough for his friends, good enough for life. One summer afternoon, Michael invited me to coffee at a small cafe near downtown. It was unusual. Normally, he preferred casual hangouts with his friends. The fact that he wanted to meet one-on-one already told me something was weighing heavily on his mind. When I arrived, he was already sitting at the corner table, staring into his mug as if it held answers. His posture was slouched, his shoulders tense. "Hey, Rebecca," he said, forcing a smile. "Hey, Michael," I replied warmly, sliding into the seat across from him. "You look like you've been carrying the world on your back." He gave a half chuckle. "Feels about right." We talked about small things at first, the weather, family updates, and even the latest baseball game. But after a while, his voice grew serious. "I don't know what's wrong with me," he confessed, finally looking up. "No matter how hard I work, it's like I'm invisible. People don't see me. My boss overlooks me. My friends don't take me seriously. And honestly, I don't even see myself anymore." His words hit me like a wave. This wasn't just frustration, this was pain. I leaned forward, my voice steady. "Michael, do you want the truth?" He hesitated. "The truth?" "Yes," I said firmly. "The truth you've been avoiding. The truth you say you want but might be afraid to hear. Because if I say it, I'm not going to hold back." Michael swallowed hard. "I need it. Please." And that's when everything shifted. For years, I had sugar-coated advice to keep peace, to avoid hurting feelings. But something inside me told me that this moment required honesty, raw, unfiltered honesty. "Michael," I began, "you've been living your life as if you need permission to exist. You're waiting for people to notice you, to validate you, to make you feel worthy. But that's not how life works. You're not invisible because people don't see you, you're invisible because you hide behind self-doubt." His eyes widened. "You say you're not enough, but I've seen the way you work. You're smart, reliable, and capable. The only thing holding you back isn't your boss, or your friends, it's you. You're afraid of failing, so you never step forward boldly. You're so scared of being judged that you end up judging yourself first. That's why people overlook you. Not because you lack value, but because you don't show it." Michael looked stunned, almost hurt, but he didn't interrupt. His hands trembled slightly as he held onto his coffee cup. I softened my tone, reaching across the table. "I know it's harsh, but you needed to hear it. You've been waiting for the world to give you a sign. But sometimes, the only sign you'll ever get is the one you create for yourself. You don't need to be louder, flashier, or someone you're not. You just need to believe in what you bring to the table and stop hiding behind the fear that you're not enough." For a moment, silence lingered between us. His eyes glistened with unshed tears. "Do you really think I have what it takes?" he asked quietly, his voice fragile. "I don't think," I said firmly. "I know. I've seen it. And I wouldn't tell you this if I didn't believe it with all my heart. But Michael, you need to see it too. That's the truth you wanted. You've been asking people to tell you who you are, but the only person who can define you is you." He sat back, as if the weight of those words sank deep into his chest. Then, something remarkable happened. For the first time in a long time, I saw his shoulders straighten. His eyes met mine with a new steadiness. You're right, he whispered. I've been scared my whole life. But maybe, I don't have to be anymore. That day wasn't the end of Michael's struggles, but it was the beginning of something new. Over the next few months, I watched him slowly transform. He started speaking up in meetings, volunteering for projects, and even applying for a leadership training program. He stumbled, of course, no journey is without mistakes, but he no longer backed down in fear. One evening, months later, he called me. His voice was brighter than I'd ever heard. Rebecca, I got promoted. They finally saw me. I smiled, my heart full. No, Michael. You finally saw yourself. And once you did, the rest of the world followed. Sometimes the hardest truths are the ones that set us free. I had spent my whole life afraid of confrontation, but that day I realized that honesty, when spoken with love, is not cruelty, it's courage. And giving someone the truth they need is one of the greatest gifts we can ever offer. And so, I didn't hold back. I told him what he needed to hear, and in doing so, I helped him discover the strength that was inside him all along.